am not very good at it, although I did skip a small step or two. I didn't skip it. I did it previous to this so that you didn't have to watch me torturously fold shirts and shorts and stuff like that. And I say that because honestly, Tim used to do the folding. He did the folding, I did the packing. Obviously, I'm going to have to play with the camera a little bit. And oh, my hair is going wild today. Okay, so I want to show you some stuff about the reality of packing. I know a lot of travel vloggers come on and they tell you that, and by the way, if you can hear me, give me a thumbs up, just so I know that my mic is working properly. But no, but I know a lot of travel bloggers will come on and they'll say, this is the proper way to pack. And you roll this and you do this origami twist on this and everything goes perfect and everything fits perfectly. And you want to know? I will bet you 95% of the people who make those videos don't pack like that. That's just not real. I mean, I've been doing this a long time now, and packing is still a pain in the butt. It's you know. So just so you know, I've been in Accra for a little over 2 weeks. There is so much to cover in this city. Now, when you come to visit Accra in Ghana, you don't have to stay 2 weeks to do what I've done. You just pick and choose your favorite things, but I'm trying to cover everything for you. I covered Accra so in depth, and same with Kumasi and Cape Coast. This has been a great, I'm calling it my southern tour. Now, all these places have different regions. You know, there's the central region, there's the eastern, the Volta, and everything else. And so, you know, but honestly, I'm living in Tamale, and up from Tamale, anything south of Tamale is southern region. That's just for me, for the sake of this trip. I'm calling it my southern tour. So, okay, so let's look at a little bit of packing about the reality. And first of all, when everyone talks about packing cubes, they are absolutely wonderful. Those are true. Packing cubes are awesome. They help you keep organized. Now, I'm going to tell you, I have one whole packing cube here, a big one too, that has stuff in it that I have not used yet, and I may not use for this entire trip. But it's the stuff you need to bring just in case. Okay, so I've got an extra set of pajamas, which makes sense, because if your laundry is out and it takes more than a day, you know, you need the extra set of pajamas. Except everywhere I've been, laundry has come back on the same day. So there's that. And then, oh, and I have a pair of long pants in here. I wear shorts all the time here. No one cares. My shorts come down around my knee, a little lower, a little higher, but right around my knee. No one cares. But I did bring a pair of long pants just in case I needed it for some occasion, or maybe for a hike where needing, you know, pants and proper shoes is a whole part of it. So that's what I've brought that I have not touched. Also my swimsuit. None of the places I've stayed have had a pool, and I don't know if I'm going to get to the waterfalls or not. To be honest, there's a bunch of waterfalls in Ghana, but it's dry season. And I am not much of a hiker. So if you say I got to make a 2-hour hike to hope that there's a trickle of water coming down, I don't know. So I need to talk to someone when I get into closer to more of the waterfalls and get a real like, oh yeah, I was there a few days ago, it was great, or I was there a few days ago and yeah, it's not worth it. So waterfalls are still a mystery whether I'm going to get them done this time around or not. So that's the untouched. The small ones, the small packing cubes, great for toiletries and I say medical stuff, but I mean if you have medicine, yeah, they're great for medicine. But things like mosquito repellent, I've got extra pair of glasses in here. You know, and you should always have some like ibuprofen or whatever your favorite pain reliever is if you overdo it. And then some Imodium, just in case something does upset your tummy, that kind of stuff. Also, it's Harmattan. And like even down here in Accra is at the southern, you know, bottom part of the country along the coast. The beach is actually on the south coast here. And Harmattan is actually affecting here. I have friends in Tamale who have told me that it's really, really bad up there. And today's weather report actually said widespread dust. And that's why I actually have set out tomorrow. I am going to probably get on a trotro and go over to an area called Ada. It looks like Ada. It looks like the name Ada, but it's called Ada. if you say it wrong, you get these really quizzical looks. But I have a mask. I mean, yeah, it's a leftover COVID mask, but it just needs to be a dust mask when Harmington is bad. So little packing cubes. Actually, usually the little ones and the medium ones are the ones that are hardest to get a hold of. And they do that thing where they put them in multi-packs and you never get all the sizes you really need. But always take the one, you gotta remember that there's always gonna be the stuff the next morning that you're gonna have to stuff in your suitcase. And that's your pajamas and your toiletries. And in the case of my stuff, also a charging station. I have battery packs that need charging. I need to keep the phone charged, because it's my camera and all that stuff. So you're always going to have stuff in the morning. Fortunately, I'm taking a Trotro. So, I'm going to have breakfast, come back, finish up. It's not a rush like as if I had a timed ticket on like a government, like an STC bus, a scheduled bus, or on an airplane or anything like that. Okay, so that's that. And, shoe bag. I highly recommend when you travel, at least in this region, a good pair of sandals. If you check my other videos, you'll see I did a review on these sandals, and let me show them to you. They were clean when I started this. They're a little dusty now. I've been traveling. I got to Takoradi a few days before Christmas, and I've been traveling ever since. But these are Tevas, and they are awesome. Go watch my review on them. I still love them. I have just been wearing them pretty much every day. I have my regular hiking shoes that are full protection shoes, and they're great. When I did Kakum, I wore them. I've worn them for a few events and things I've done that were better for full length shoes. But you want a shoe bag so that all that dirt on your shoes doesn't get in your thing. This was actually, see, I don't have a whole lot of stuff to sell you. If I'm telling you to buy something, this has nothing to do with anything. I bought a pair of shoes one time, or boots, some cheapies, and it came with the bag, and I just kept it, and now I'm using it, a thing. So if you already have something you can use for a shoe bag, go ahead and use that. But the sandals are the ones that get packed, even though I could wear them, but that's just because they fit in the suitcase better. So get those as flat as I can, which I sort of goofed up. There we go. And this suitcase is technically a carry-on size. So I have the carry-on suitcase, and I am going to try to reduce the size of what I call my tech bag. It has my laptop and all my electronic gear in it. And I'm turning this upside down because it has the rods and rails in it, because it does have some wheels on it. So I'm trying to make use of that empty space in there. Okay, so now we have the problem. I have two problems with packing this time. One is I did so much stuff in Accra, and sometimes I was filming and I was trying to get the experience, like when I went to Oxford Street in Osu neighborhood, it's still in Accra, and I was playing the tourist, okay? I could walk down the street and be like, no, I live here, or I've been here for a long time and I don't quite live here yet. But I've been here a long time. I don't need anything. I could pull the I'm not your customer, and I do that sometimes. But when I went down to Oxford Street, I intentionally was letting myself look like a tourist. And there is a different way you carry yourself when you're a tourist or not, or you don't want to look like a tourist. If you want to look like a tourist, you look around a lot, and you stare at things a little longer, and you act a little more wow, and if you want to look local, you don't do any of those things. You just go through as if nothing's going to faze you. They'll still try and stop you, and I'm going to do a whole video on that, on the different sales techniques and the different ways they try and pull you in to look at their stuff. But in being nice to people who I did interact with, and I will probably feature in the video, I ended up buying a few things that I normally wouldn't have bought. So let me show you those. In other words, I have added to my, I'll explain that in a second. I have added to my list of stuff that I was carrying, and I didn't have a lot of extra room to start with. But I bought a book, because I did go to the bookstore, and I kind of wanted to support them, and it seems like an interesting book. I have not started it yet, though. It's short stories. And I bought a fan. I hope Abdullah's not upset. He sells these in his shop, but it's actually been nice to have. Because these fans, if you come to Accra, or you come to Ghana at all, these fans work really great. And considering that sometimes the power goes out, not too often, but it goes out enough that you could be sitting in your hotel room and roasting because you don't have, not only is your air conditioner not working, but your fan isn't working either. So these are not a bad little thing to buy. And they're pretty. They have a whole bunch of different fabrics, you know. And that's a whole nother problem. The fabrics, oh gosh, I have gone stupid crazy on fabrics. I gotta show, I will be showing these to you. And I have also picked up a little collection of bracelets, you know. Got some bracelets. I got a necklace. Some of these were on Oxford Street. Some of these were at Labadi Beach. As I say, I did it all for like kind of greasing the wheels and interactions and that sort of thing. Same with this little notebook. Convenient to have, but I didn't really absolutely have to have it, but I bought it from a guy in a local market in Kumasi. Okay, so that wasn't an Accra purchase. I forgot about that. And then there was, oh gosh, Global Mamas. They are a fair trade shop, and I saw this, and there's only one small flaw in it, but see, it's this black bag. And the thing I really like about it, I would need to find a neck thing to put it on. I need to hang it on a neck thing. The reason why is because, you know, when you get to the airport and every other stop, oh, I need to see your passport, I need to see your boarding pass, and then they say, okay, you can put it away. And then 2 seconds later, they're asking for it again. Well, this is just the right size to handle all of that. And the other thing I usually carry is it's a little short for the boarding passes. So I thought this would be a really good solution. And I like the fact that they're fair trade. And fair trade meaning they pay the people a fair price for the product. So they are just off of Oxford Street. They're just a short walk off of Oxford Street. Same with the bookstore, the other side. They might even be on the same street, just a little distance off of Oxford. So yeah, I thought that was a really smart shape and size. And so that's why I got. And then, now this was Kumasi, but I have to figure out how to pack this. And we're going to get to the other fabrics in a second because you will not believe what I've gotten in fabric. But I got kente. And see, I have this, I also got some fabric glue, which I know this sounds crazy, and I know I'm supposed to be packing, but there's a reason I end up packing till all hours of the night. I am trying to figure out how and where I can take some of this kente and like put it around the edge of the suitcase somehow, or something so that like when it's coming off the conveyor, I can look there and say, hey, that black bag is mine, because I wouldn't have chosen a straight black bag if it hadn't been on sale, you know. But this is actually a great bag. Unfortunately, they don't make it anymore. It is, oh gosh, I know the name of the company and I've forgotten it. It's one of the Swiss Army knife companies, but they don't make it anymore. But it's a really smart bag. And it has this nice little expansion, which may help me. But oh my God, you gotta see this. I've gone a little crazy. I've gone a little crazy with the fabrics. See, I normally just have 3 or 4 shirts. And I was rotating between them, and a couple of them I actually had to get repaired because they were wearing out. They were my favorite ones, and it's like, I'm going to be here a while longer. I don't want to wear out my favorite shirts. So, when I go traveling around South, I'll look. And not that Tamale doesn't have some great fabrics, but I thought I'll open myself up to some new fabrics, right? So I said, okay, I can pick up a few new fabrics, get a few new shirts made. You know, it's not super, super expensive. And I'm not a fashion hound, but I love their fabrics. And I just fell in love with fabric. So I've overdone it a little bit. And in no particular order. And this isn't just a crock. These I've picked up all over. Yeah, you can already tell by the heft of the bag, right? That I've overdone it. So after I get back to Tamale, you'll start seeing new shirts. This is one fabric. Okay. And we'll get back to packing, don't worry. Oh, and I like this one. I don't usually go for yellow because yellow is not usually one of my best colors. I mean, I know one of the ones I wear all the time has yellow in it, but it's not the predominant color. But this kind of fell into that same category. There's yellow, but it's not predominant, and I really liked that pattern. And I tried to get them all pretty different. You gotta remember what I got. Then I got this one, which when I first got it, it was the first one I bought. And now it might be my least favorite, I'm not sure. So that might be the last shirt I get made. And then this one, I picked this one up in Kajetia Market. And if you saw my live on Kajetia Market, you'll know that I actually went there 20 years ago when it was the old market, when it was, you know, the tin roofs and the big expansive thing. And you're going down these little narrow walkways between the stalls. That was my first time doing it. And I got a little intimidated. And so I have a whole story with Kajetia Market, how after like 20 minutes, I was like, can you help me get out of here? Because I was a little, you know, I didn't know where I was anymore. I was totally disoriented. And I just started feeling funky. But I bought this at Kajetia Market. I really liked the woman I spoke to and all that. And this one, I ended up getting 6 yards. She gave me a deal on 6 yards. And that would be something like me doing both a shirt and shorts out of it. They call it top and down. And I don't know if I'm going to, but I just really liked this fabric. And it was really different. I have a secret trick though, because as you can see, if my bag, which was mostly full when I started this whole adventure, it's not going to fit all these fabrics very well anymore. I have a secret weapon for that one. And then I got this one, purple butterflies. Okay. And I know. Just a couple more. And I got this one. This was at McCullough Market. And so see, it's that, but then it's got the dark side too. I'm trying to figure out, I'll talk to the tailor and figure out how to utilize it. If I can do a dark light down the middle, you know, dark on one side, light on the other, or if I should do a top and bottom dark light, I don't know. But it was different than anything else I had. And I told you, I fall in love with the fabrics. I just love the design. And I only get the ones that jump out at me. Okay? I really do only get the ones that jump out at me. Okay. Last two. Now these two I did buy in Oxford, on Oxford Street. The guys were really nice. They actually figured out my spy camera. And but they were fine with it. But they were actually really nice. And I enjoyed dealing with them. Oh wait. No. These two. So there's 3 left. Okay. And theirs were a little more boutique-y, and they said that their younger brother made these. And I sort of believe it because this is very different. See? It's not as patterned. So there's a lot of freestyle going on there. So I can't wait to get a shirt out of that one. And I broke down and got this one too. This was before I had quite so many. And I'm not quite sure when I should have started saying no. Man, I've really overdone it. And then this one is from the W.E.B. Du Bois. They say Du Bois, but I think it's supposed to be Du Bois Museum. He's the civil rights activist and writer and all those things. And the thing that's special about it is this design. And it looks like a lot of their other designs. And you got this cool thing going on, the kind of peacocky colors. And I got to play with the peacocks a whole bunch at Manshia Palace in Kumasi. The peacocks were out. They weren't out last time I was there, so it was really cool. But the fact that the WEB, this looks like a spider web, and that's very intentional. And so that's the story behind that fabric. So yes, I have overdone it on fabrics. You're going to be seeing me in all sorts of new shirts over the next few months because I went crazy. I admit it. I went completely crazy. And I'll show you my secret weapon to solve that problem in just a sec. So let's take these. Oh, and put them over here. See, I told you, no one packs neat and tidy. It's chaos. It's pure chaos. So let's get back to packing. Okay. Plus those qualify as fabrics. And the thing is, the solution for my fabric problem is also the solution for my souvenir problem. Even though the souvenirs are mostly small, I have that solution. Okay, so see, I actually made it look like I got a shirt pretty neatly folded, right? And I did. This one actually folded really well. Don't ask about the one below it though. So I got shirt and shorts in here. I brought 3 shirts and 3 shorts for this whole trip. So it's all about rotating between them and laundry days and all that. So, simple. Stack it. This is where the packing cubes are perfect. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this right on the first try for you guys. These can stand up on the edge or squish on the edge. The thing is, as I say, I know I'm going to have to put something else in that tomorrow morning, so it needs to stay accessible. This one would normally hold, it holds like a tank top that I wear around the room and stuff like that, but it's also supposed to hold my pajamas. But you know what? And I will bet you most travel vloggers do this. Most travel people do this. It's you're getting ready to leave in the morning. You know, you get dressed, got your pajamas, you just shove them in wherever they fit. You know, they're going to be the first thing you take out when you get to the new place. You're going to take them out and put them on the bed so you're ready to go to bed when you know, whenever that comes. So I have a thing for them. Chances of them getting back in here are very slight. But that would go there. And in theory, I think that might be everything that needs to go in there. If you've got a strap, and so obviously I could fit some more stuff in there. You know, I pull this expansion up, I've got some room there. I don't think I've forgotten anything. I do have one more thing. And see, I got this for the taking back to Mali. It's just sometimes the electronics up there are little, can't find what I want all the time. So I just got myself a little speaker because the laptop that has the good screen for watching movies has bad sound. So I've got a little speaker. And so yeah, that looks easy, right? That looks easy, done. And I have the hiking stick and I can put that on the side and these straps come over it and, oh, you can't see that, hold on. Okay. Let me run a quick zip here. And see, this isn't actually the big challenge. The big challenge today, so what I usually do is I put the hiking stick there and there's this strap thingy and I pull it tight and that squishes around the hiking stick and it's great. And I'm sure I've forgotten to put something in here, so I'm not putting that away yet. Okay, so, what do you think? Do I show you the fabric solution or do I show you the other problem? I think I show you the other problem because you can probably guess the fabric solution. And see, I'm getting a little sweaty. I'm going to turn on the AC. Hopefully, if it gets too noisy with the AC, let me know. Give me a frowny face or something. Or just say, noisy. Oh, when you travel in hot places, which means most of Africa, not all of it, but most of it, it's good to have a bandana of sorts. They sell these on the street, but it's better if you bring your own because when you buy them brand new, they have the sizing in them and they sort of need to be washed to soften up. But you should be carrying one of these around. 2 or 3 in your suitcase will set you up. And you know, so 2 or 3 of these is great. Oh, I wanted to tell you this other tip I figured out that, okay, so all the breakfasts I've been getting in the hotels I've been staying at, out of 5 hotels, 4 they give omelet, toast, and then whatever drink you want, coffee, Milo, tea, whatever. And they haven't been putting butter or jam. Only one gave me butter and jam, and they haven't been putting butter on their own. So it's really just plain toast. And I don't know when they decided that or if it's because of the inflation that's going on right now. Easy solution. Go to whatever local market you're closest to. Buy some honey. And if you don't like honey in the US, try it here because I'm not saying this is the best honey in the world. It's just, it doesn't taste anything like US honey. this is pure honey. This is just straight honey. There's no preservatives. There's nothing else in it. It's just straight honey. Because I don't love U.S. honey. I don't use it too often. This stuff is just fantastic. And this cost me 15 CDs, which is like $1.25 at most, you know. And so if they're not giving you stuff with your breakfast because you're staying like I do at what I call like comfort budget places, then this is a great solution. Or you can always just go buy yourself. You want Nutella, you buy yourself a little jar of Nutella, something like that. You can do that too, of course. Speaking of accommodations, and see now my throat's getting dry. Harmatan, air conditioning, they're all trying to thwart me. But no, comfort budget. Okay, might as well show you. You can kind of see the room anyways. Got a nice queen size bed. The tripod is standing on a refrigerator. So I have my own refrigerator. I have a microwave over there, and a little table. There's a nightstand over there. There's a wardrobe. And then, oh, should I show you the bathroom? Should I? Okay, let me show you the bathroom really quick, because this is an amazing bathroom. Not even all the ones, I don't know if every room here has this. But get this, this is great when you're when you've got someone else with you, because Tim and I stayed here originally a couple of years ago. So I'm not going to get really detailed into what the bathroom looks like, but here, let me show you this way. So it's got two rooms. It's got a sink over here, and then you've got a toilet on one side and a shower on the other. And so, you know, two people can be getting ready in the morning and using the same room while not using the same room. So I'll be honest with the discounts I get, and I don't even know if it's because I have a certain level of discount on Booking.com, but I think it's just the price on Booking.com. It's running about $21 a night. And I'm a little bit outside of Accra. I mean, I'm in Accra, but I'm a little out of center. My taxi rides seem to run an extra $3 to $5 to get out here, depending on how bad traffic is. So could I have stayed in closer for the difference in the money? Sort of yes, sort of no, but I gotta be honest, this place has like two nice sitting areas inside, one nice outdoor patio area that has like, it has like two areas you can sit with couches and everything, and there's something very comfortable about this hotel that I really like. So I can highly recommend this one. And then you're not in traffic all the time, you know, being a little bit outside. And like I went to Bury Botanical Gardens the other day, and I just took a ride to a Trotro station. You know, it's a really small one. And I took a Trotro up, and, you know, the ride that like drivers had been quoting me like 600 CDs to go up there. And I understand they have to pay the gas, and it's their time. If they, you know, go up, wait for me, come back down. They're quoting, I was quoted 600 CDs, but it cost me like 10 CDs to go up there, you know. And I'll tell you that whole story when I do the 10 best things or 20 best things to do in Accra, because it was a really cool trip. I love Bury Botanical Gardens. But, you know, I was closer to that because of the side of town I'm on. So that made that a lot easier. So sometimes being outside a little actually puts you closer to other things. So let's see. Okay, so my challenge. I know I'm all over the place. I'm just chatting with you tonight. My challenge is I have an awesome backpack for my laptop and all that. And I love it. The biggest problem is, to be honest, there's a lot of empty space in it. And if I do fill it, it gets really puffy and it doesn't like fit under seats. And I'm talking about like on buses and all that, not on airplanes. But it doesn't fit in the overhead, and it doesn't fit under. And I call it my magic backpack because no matter how heavy it is, when I put it on my back, it stops weighing hardly anything. And for all I know, it's just the way it rests and sits on my butt. My butt's carrying all the weight, and so that's why I don't notice it, but that's just the truth of it. Oh, and it has these really good padded. These are really well padded arm things. And so you're saying, well, why do you want to get rid of it? And I'm only contemplating it. I'm not sure I'm going to get rid of it, but see, if it gets full, look how thick it gets. That's not going to fit. And this is one I have to keep with me. This is not one, I did put it under the bus one time, but I was kind of worried about it the whole time, you know? But, so it gets really thick, and then it doesn't, as I say, their overheads are really narrow, and it doesn't fit under well, so it's big. It's kind of bigger than I need. There's usually a lot of empty space. So, when I was at the market, I got this, and I haven't tested it yet. And the truth is, if it doesn't work, I can find a friend to give it to, so it's not going to go to waste or anything like that. It's only got like one extra pocket, whereas the big one has two. This big one's like a 40-liter backpack. So I got one originally, and it was actually too small for the laptop. I was trying to go really small. Probably better that I didn't. So here's the thing. Here's the laptop. And it should fit in this sleeve nicely. I have not tested it yet. This is all, you're seeing this part live. Okay, the little Velcro strap doesn't fit over it, but it does fit in the backpack. So that's a good sign. And one of the things that makes the other bag puffy is, this is what I carry. My whole film kit, my whole filming kit fits in this little bag, okay? And it's perfect because I throw it over my shoulder. It sits right at my hip, like that. And it's perfect carry. You know, no one, not that I'm worried about, I mean, you always got to be careful in a crowd, right? No matter where that crowd is, whether it's in Accra, in a market, or any city in a market, or whether you're at Disneyland or a music festival or an art festival, you got a crowd, you know, the crossbody, small, easy. And I can fit one simple thing like the tripod selfie stick that's on, and the phone, and charging battery. I can fit my spyglasses. I can fit almost everything in here. Not quite every piece all at once, but it takes care of me. If I put everything in here and then put it in the big gray bag, that's another thing that makes it all puffy. So the plan would be to not put the stuff in here and get it as flat as possible. Okay, so that's part of the plan. And another thing, if you come to Ghana, or actually anywhere in Africa, because I don't know any African country that doesn't have the problem of occasional power outages. Some are worse than others. Nigeria is notorious for the power not being on all the time. But Ghana here, Accra, every now and again. 2 weeks I've been here, and there's maybe been like 2 power outages. Not bad at all. 2 or 3 at most. But you always want to have an extra power bank. At the very least, carry yourself one power bank and keep it charged. Okay? Just because. And there are 2 things you might want to carry. One would be, depending on how many devices you have to charge. You have your power bank and you have your phone. If you're not bringing anything else, well, that's good. That's minimal. You might be able to just get away with, you know, standard wall charger and an adapter. That's a piece of cake. But if you're bringing your laptop, okay, if you're bringing your laptop, wait, I can flip it. There we go. You might want to get something like this. And it'll, wherever you're getting it, it will have the plugs for your home country, of course. And because this has not only the regular plugs, which is great for plugging my laptop into, it has a surge protector, a heavy-duty surge protector on it. And it has spots for USB charging. Okay. And the other thing I don't have with me at the moment is, if you don't need something that complex, they have this little tower that has like 6 USB ports on it. And if you're traveling with someone and you both have a phone and you both have a power pack, that would be a really smart thing. I have one. I had one dead port on it already, and then the power up in Tamale, we had one bad day, and it was doing this flickering thing. So I figure some cable got damaged, and it was flicker, flicker, flicker. And when it starts doing that, I unplug the computer. I unplug the important stuff. But I forgot to unplug that, and I think it fried a couple more of the ports. So, but it's just a little tower, and As I say, it just has a vertical thing with like 6 ports on it. It's well worth it. If I find a link for it, I'll put it in the description. But always carry a power pack with you because you don't know when it's going to go out. And and if you're taking a lot of pictures like I am, I know you're not necessarily a travel vlogger, but if you're taking a ton of pictures and you're thinking you're going to save everything to the cloud, if you're doing it on the local SIM cards, I believe in buying local SIM cards when you get to a country for your phone service, but the local internet, unless you're staying somewhere that has like a fiber connection, it's just not fast enough. If I waited for my stuff to upload to the cloud as my backup, it would be days, And yeah, I know I take a lot. I take a lot of video. I take a fair number of pictures, but a lot of video. So there's a lot of, it's memory heavy. But the internet here just isn't that fast. So I would say don't rely on cloud backup as your only backup when you come. I actually have 2 hard drives because I would hate to lose it. And one hard drive, when I travel, stays on me. So let's say someone decides to snag my tech bag and I can't stop them. Well, in one of my pockets is the other hard drive. So, because if I do this whole trip and I lose all my photos, oh man, that would be awful. Because what would I have to show for the 2 months of travel, So that's just a little side thing that you should know if you're coming to Accra, but honestly, probably just about anywhere in Africa. Just be prepared for that. Okay, so this is running longer than I expected. So I don't know if I'm going to demonstrate if I'm going to try and get everything in the electronics bag. I think that might get tedious for you at this point if you're not already completely bored, but I hope you're there. I hope you're getting a kick out of the disorganized packing. Because I'm telling you, all those people that are like, oh, do this perfect fold and just do this and this and this. And they've got tiny little clothes because they're usually tiny little people. No, I'm kidding. Even if they're normal sized people, they got smaller clothes than I do though. So, okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you my secret to being able to carry all those extra fabrics. I might be able to fit them in here. Not the big one. Not the extra new one. Oh, you can't see that anymore. I might be able to fit them in here because that's what that extra space probably was, because I did have some of them in there. That's why I have extra space in there now. But get this. I got a bag! Yes, I could end up just using the whole extra backpack and all that. But the nice thing about the bag, and it doesn't matter that much, but it looks like it's a local bag. So no one's going to look at it and say, oh, that's her bag, just by, instant identification. And so I got a big old bag. And the nice thing about that, when you're traveling by bus and by Trotro, I can do things like, I got some extra waters and drinks, and I can carry that to my next destination because it's only 2 hours away. It's only a 2-hour Trotro ride. So why give it up, when I can just be basically throwing it in the back of a minivan. I might as well take it with me, and then I don't have to find somewhere to get it as soon as I arrive. It's one less thing to worry about. And, so the bag may come into play for carrying fabrics. Me and my fabrics. Yeah, Tim would be razzing me big time about all that. But so yeah, I'm not gonna try and pack all the electronics in while you're watching because I think it'll take too long. But I will tell you in the next live video. I'll try to remember to tell you whether I succeeded or not. How about that? But yeah, as I say, ultimately, packing is one of my absolutely least favorite parts of travel. I've been having fun because I've been getting to play show and tell with you. But when it comes down to the actual tedious part of packing, but imagine it. If I can get down to this bag, which as I say is a carry-on size, and if I could actually get down to this, I mean, that would be, traveling the world on some pretty small luggage. And especially when it's got, basically my office in it. My office and my stuff, my big stuff. So we're going to see. And, but But that's a little peek into what it's really like when you travel all the time. All the little things to consider, or all the things you learn and you pick up along the way. You want to. I want to pass on the tips and give you some ideas. And so, as I say, I don't think it's as neat and tidy. I don't think anyone is as neat and tidy as their packing videos. I just don't see how they can be. I mean, maybe someone is. Maybe someone is that neat. Gets and last minute thrown in and everything else far more than it gets done neat and tidy. And so I hope you have enjoyed my little packing show and tell. And as I say, I'll tell you next time if I succeed in getting all my tech gear into that small backpack. Okay, as usual, thanks for joining me, and I will see you next time.